in a talk about Ramanujan. Perhaps Ramanujan is one of the scientists, perhaps simply because he is a mathematician, who is not so popular in India, and perhaps most popular with working mathematicians abroad. The unfortunate thing was, when he was in school, he started doing his own mathematics in his own way, which was not even the Western way. He was just guided by the tradition of the Indian school, which thought that their thought process had given the right conclusion. Later thinking about Upapatis, as they were called, which was termed proof in Western parlor, came into existence. This was too late in the day, as late as 1500. But even these Upapatis, simply because Ramanujan was not aware of the Indian work which took place earlier, was not available to him. Therefore, he convinced himself about how his own results were true and recorded them. The big thing about him is he always regarded his own results, never a proof. And he never cared also for a proof. In fact, there is a feeling that Hardy was his mentor. Personally, I don't accept the word mentor. The reason is, perhaps Hardy learned more from Ramanujan than Ramanujan from Hardy. In fact, some of the results Hardy tried to prove using his own logic, as accepted by other professional mathematicians. He wrote papers wherein he added Ramanujan's name also as one of the authors. When he showed such a paper to Ramanujan, he just asked, "Why are you putting my name? It is you who have written something." Ramanujan was told by Hardy, "After all, the results are reversed, and I have just given proofs, and therefore it should be a joint paper by both of us." Ramanujan just said, "If that is the convention, I don't mind, but I think you have proved my results." But he didn't care for how Hardy proved the results, simply because his conviction was stronger than the proof which Hardy could give. Hardy later, simply because the Indians believed that there was some divinity in Ramanujan, contradicted the Indian thinking, saying that he was not divine, he was just a human being who could do errors. In fact, he pointed out some errors. Quite surprisingly, later, some mathematicians showed that Hardy was wrong, in the sense the result proved by Ramanujan proved to be very correct and very useful in a different setup, which Hardy was not aware. All this points out to something which is quite unnatural with professionals. Therefore, he was a mathematician who was not a natural professionalist, but an unnatural and blessed mathematician. What is relevant now is that though our own school children in India knew many names of the past relating to science, like Jagadish Chandra Bose, P.C. Rai, C.V. Raman, mostly people don't know about Srinivasa Ramanujan. In fact, when I was in school, I never knew that there was Srinivasa Ramanujan who was a mathematician. People used to say, some people who were aware of Ramanujan's existence, just called him Kanidamedi Ramanujan in vernacular. But they also didn't know what he did. The real reason for all this is people in India did not know how to evaluate his work or even comprehend what his results were. It was left to the Westerner to see that these results pertain to The development in Western mathematics proved in the indigenous way of Indians by a thought process, not by a logical step-by-step method. What has happened now is more relevant. Whether it is Indian work of many scientists or works by Western scientists, they don't seem to have applications right now, except for Ramanujan's, particularly in a fast developing area like signal processing and cryptography. Possibly Ramanujan never thought that his work would be of any application, any relevance to the future. That is Ramanujan. Quite surprisingly, Ramanujan's work is relevant even for school children. In fact, he started his mathematics when he was in school, and he was never understood by his own teachers, not for that matter, by even professors in the colleges and the universities. Just one thing, every child knows the multiplication table. He knows 2 into 0 is 0, 3 into 0 is 0. And he also knows if 3 into 2 is 6, then 6 by 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Naturally, the question arises, what is 0 by 0? It was Ramanujan who gave an answer. It could be any number. This was later said that 0 by 0 is undefined, simply because it does not have a particular value. About the relevance of Ramanujan to schools, in fact, the Association of Mathematics Teachers of India brought out 3 pamphlets explaining how the mathematics done by Ramanujan could be brought to the notice of the school children also. My friend Genius Srinivasa, who is no more, who devoted his entire life for making mathematics interesting and enjoyable, he was responsible for bringing out these books. I hope these books will now be popularized at a time when Ramanujan is remembered now.